Mayor Billy Barlow makes history by declaring a new holiday for the city of Oswego.
One of the oldest buildings on SUNY Oswego's campus will soon be welcoming a new tenant.
And we have the updates following a fatal car crash in Volney from last night.
WTOP 10 Night News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Damon Fletcher.
And I'm Megan Gagno.
A man is dead following an accident in the town of Volney last night. The Oswego County Sheriff's Office says 29-year-old Matthew J. of Mexico was killed when the pickup truck he was driving northbound veered off the road and struck a tree near 2072 County Route 6 around 11 o'clock Tuesday evening.
Jay was cut from the vehicle by firefighters and transported by Oswego County Ambulance Service to Upstate Medical Center in Syracuse, where he was pronounced dead. No other occupants were declared to have been in the vehicle at the time of the crash, and the motive to the accident is still under investigation.
The New York State Liquor Authority is suspending the liquor license of local bar, the Alley Cat. Effective immediately, the bar can no longer sell nor allow guests to consume alcohol on its premises. This comes after an inspection was conducted after numerous complaints of underage drinking. On the day of the investigation, undercover SLA investigators found that 85 of the 100 patrons were not of legal drinking age.
Public School 166 in Queens will temporarily move to all remote learning after a rise in COVID-19 cases. As of November 2nd, the school has reported a total of 19 students and 3 staff positive for COVID-19. The 10-day remote learning period comes just in time for the City Council vote on a transparency bill that will require the Department of Education to report exact numbers of attendance, vaccination, testing consent, and quarantine data.
As COVID-19 cases in New York City schools continue to climb, the total number of cases in children ages 5 to 11 across the country is up significantly compared to prior weeks. But Governor of California Gavin Newsom says much of this is due to the changing of the seasons.
Let's recognize that there is a pattern, there is a seasonality to COVID-19. While we were spared the worst in this summer, the prospects of a challenging winter are upon us, and that's why we're doing everything in our.
For more information on how you can keep yourself and your family safe from this virus this winter, you can visit the New York State's health homepage.
New York State Senator Patty Ritchie is hosting a drive-through drug take-back event. In an effort to allow people to clean out their medicine cabinets and protect the environment, the event will be assisted by the Oswego County Sheriff's Office and will take place at the Mexico VFW on Thursday, November 18th from noon to 2 p.m. Any unused or expired medication will be accepted with the exception of needles and syringes.
With the upcoming departure of SUNY Oswego President Deborah Stanley, our reporter Maddie Durant takes a closer look into the history. Maddie?
Thanks, Damon. As the search for Oswego's next president begins, I take a look at the past and future of the president's home here on campus. Buildings on campus will have a new tenant. Shady Shore is currently the home of Oswego President Deborah Stanley, who will vacate the residence when she retires in December. Her successor will be the 11th president to move into the house, which was originally built in 1857 for college founder Edward Austin Sheldon. Although it's over 164 years old, Shady Shore still holds much of its historic character. But it has undergone significant changes to its appearance, which give the impression that a more modern home stands on the site.
Because Shady Shore isn't a public building and you're kept back a little, combined with the fact that it's been updated, you really would never guess the age of the building, I don't think.
Professor Michael Flanagan has been instrumental in securing historical landmark status for the home. Along with Sheldon Hall, it's one of only 2 such landmarks on the Oswego campus. Given that Shady Shore is not as obviously historic as Sheldon, it was the more difficult location to commemorate. By proving that Shady Shore is in fact over 100 years old, Flanagan could apply for a historical marker from the William G. Pomeroy Foundation. Its eventual installation in 2019 was the result of 2 years' hard work by Flanagan and a student intern. Flanagan hopes the sign will be a lasting reminder of the home's position and importance within the Oswego community.
It adds a little something to the campus, you know. We're always concentrating, obviously, on the present and the future of the campus, but you know there is a interesting past as well. So.
Although we don't yet know who our next president will be, we can be sure that they'll enjoy being able to live in this beautiful, historic home. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Maddie. This season, the Oswego player production is Love Letters, a play by A.R. Gurney centering on two characters, Melissa Gardner, played by Nancy Kane, and Andrew Makepeace Ladd, the third played by Jack Carr. Its story is comprised of letters exchanged over a lifetime between two people who grew up together and went ways but continued to share confidences. Curtains open on the 13th at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $15 for adults and $10 for seniors and students.
Mayor Billy Barlow is bringing good news to the Oswego County with the new holiday. Our reporter Scott Brubaker gives us a closer insight into why this is happening.
Evening, I am standing outside the Lakeside Center for Mental Health and Wellness, and right here behind me you can see is a sign encouraging the healthcare workers here at this facility and part of the Oswego health system in general, reminding them just how good of a job they are all doing.
Yeah, so throughout the pandemic, I mean, luckily we've had a very supportive community, donated pizzas, baked goods, everything imaginable has been given to our staff.
Oswego Mayor Billy Barlow has proclaimed Saturday, November 13th, World Kindness Day in Oswego. He says it's a new holiday for the city to celebrate.
Everyone deserves kindness and compassion.
And on this World Kindness Day, Oswego Health is reminding everybody to spread kindness not just to healthcare workers, but to anybody you see. That could be your roommate, somebody in the hallway, somebody you even pass in the grocery store. Reporting for WTOP 10, I'm Scott Brubaker.
Thank you, Scott. Remember, World Kindness Day is this Saturday, but it doesn't hurt to spread kindness every day. Jamie Lazinski will be presenting on mental health next Thursday right here on campus. Coming up later tonight, find out why French soccer player is in police custody.
And the latest updates from the ongoing trial of Kyle Rittenhouse.
Now, let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Samantha Carlson.
Hi, so taking a quick look at your weather, expect mild temperatures finishing off the week, but rain and cooler temperatures along with maybe some snow for your weekend, and the showers linger into next week. Stay tuned for the full weather forecast after the break.
I'm a lot more confident and a lot more sure of my abilities. At Oswego is where I really found myself and became the person I am. You work hard and you play hard. I love the environment of SUNY Oswego.
Made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Samantha Carlson for your full weather, but first let's take a look at the history on today's date concerning weather. Today in 1989, 6 cities in Texas, Minnesota, and Michigan reported a record low, with temperatures in about 7 degrees in Marquette, Michigan. And that was their coldest on record. So I think that's pretty cool because it doesn't really get cold over there like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. But on to New York State. You see that the temperatures overall are in the mid-30s to up to low 40s, which is pretty normal for this time of the year. So you definitely need to bring a coat or at least a sweater when going out. And there's even some wind advisories up in the northern part of the state, northern counties of the state, and out towards the west near Buffalo. Going closer to back home to Oswego, it's partly cloudy out with temperatures around 34 degrees and some light winds coming out of the west. So again, make sure you dress warm and appropriately if heading out anytime this evening and into early tomorrow morning. The hourly forecast for tomorrow starts off a little chilly with temperatures in the low 40s, but gradually warming up as the day goes on to mid-50s. Unfortunately, there is some rain in the forecast for your weekend, and the precipitation chances do go up by Friday as highly likely, so make sure you have all your rain gear ready. For your 7-day outlook, tomorrow might still be the only good day to head outside and do anything last minute before the rain comes in by Friday, and maybe even some snow showers on Sunday night. And into next week, the rain continues with cooler temperatures and cooler temperatures and more rainy weather. So stay tuned after the break for more news and sports.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to WTO 10 Nightly News. An emotional breakdown in Kenosha, Wisconsin courtroom today as Kyle Rittenhouse is overwhelmed while testifying in his own defense. Daryl Forges has the details.
There were Kyle Rittenhouse emotional on the witness stand. The teenager breaking down as he recalled what happened in the moments leading up to him shooting and killing Joseph Rosenbaum. The judge called for a recess to give Rittenhouse time to compose himself before continuing testimony.
Mr. Rosenbaum is, I would say, from me to where the judge is, coming at me with his arms out in front of him. I remember his hand on the barrel of my gun.
After killing Rosenbaum, Rittenhouse shot at 3 other people who confronted him, killing Anthony Huber and injuring Gage Grosskreutz.
His arm is like that with me on the ground, and his pistol is pointed at me, and that's when I shoot him.
On Monday, Grosskreutz testified he never intentionally pointed his gun at Rittenhouse. And tense moments during cross-examination, the judge sending the jury out of the courtroom to reprimand the prosecution for their line of questioning.
I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years.
Rittenhouse has pleaded not guilty, claiming self-defense. I'm Daryl Ford to support.
The judge in Kyle Rittenhouse's trial expects jurors to begin deliberations on Monday.
In rare joint declaration, China and the U.S. are promising to boost climate cooperation over the next decade. Both countries say they will work together to accomplish the goal of limiting global temperature rises to 1.5 degrees Celsius, and say the goal, as outlined in the Paris Agreement, will help humanity avoid worst-case scenario climate incidents. The surprise announcement came at the COP26 Climate Summit in Glasgow.
Ahead of Veterans Day, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is opening to the public. The sacred plaza is usually reserved for presidents and other dignitaries presenting wreaths or flowers, but this week members of the public are able to step forward on the plaza to pay their respects by placing flowers at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The tomb will be open again tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. local time.
The Justice Department is filing a lawsuit against the ride-share service Uber and their wait time fees policy to customers who may need more time getting into a car. The suit alleges that even when aware of customers' disability, Uber starts charging a wait time fee at the 2-minute mark. Uber says it modified this policy for disabled customers. The Justice Department is looking to speak to those who have been affected by wait time fees. Please contact 833-591-0425.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, only 31% of pregnant people in the U.S. are vaccinated against COVID-19. Vaccination rates noticeably vary by race and ethnicity. Asian people who are pregnant have the highest vaccination coverage at 45.7%, while rates are lowest for Black pregnant people at 15.6%. The CDC strongly recommends vaccination for people before and during pregnancy because it says the benefits of vaccination outweigh potential risks for pregnant people.
If you're scratching your head with the latest grocery tab, it's for a good reason. Prices from the food aisles to the gas pumps are rising. Karen Kaifa reports.
Up and away. The Labor Department says prices for consumer goods and services kept climbing in October, another 0.9% for the month and 6.2% over the last year, the biggest year-over-year surge since November of 1990. Pushing overall numbers higher, meat, poultry, fish, and eggs altogether up 1.7% in October and up 11.9% over last year. Used car prices up 2.5% during the month and 26.4% for the year. And energy prices, including gasoline, up 4.8% in October and 30% over last year, a concern ahead of winter.
Families for the last several months have been spending more money for gasoline, and now these home heating prices are added to that.
President Joe Biden said reversing the inflation trend is, quote, a top priority. And top economic officials argue it's a temporary consequence of the pandemic economy, as a rapid rise in demand meets a shortage of raw materials and supply chain bottlenecks.
We all have to be just a little bit patient because we are seeing that the action we are taking is working. We just have to stick with it, long enough to solve the problem.
Another report from the Labor Department said an increase in average hourly wages in October was outpaced by price hikes as Americans plan their holiday spending. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Policymakers project that inflation will cool to about 2.2% by next year.
A player for the French soccer team, Paris Saint-Germain, is in police custody following the attack of a teammate on November 4th. The victim, Kira Kamaravi, was dragged out of a car by two men who beat her legs with iron bars. Injuries from the incident prevented Hamarari from playing in the team's championships league game on Tuesday. Amanita Diallo, who was arrested in connection with the incident this morning, replaced her in the game.
Coming up in sports is Jacob Bradley.
Jacob, can you give us a quick preview?
Thanks, guys. 3 Lakers were honored by the SUNYAC for their exceptional season. We preview a busy Friday in sports, and basketball is back. All this coming up and more on WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Driving a truck for 40 years now. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. Like the trucks can't stop quickly. It takes my 80,000-pound truck 200 yards to come to a complete stop. So I always do my best to give a lot of cushion. It helps when other drivers realize that and do the same. Please give trucks the space we need so we can all stay safe. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Jacob Bradley with your sports report. Following a regular season in which the Lakers field hockey team finished 8-9, juniors Caitlin Mastracco and Erica Shabline and senior Jenna Rogers won and were named to the SUNYAC All-Conference team. Mastracco led the team in goals with 15, including 5 multi-goal games. Shabline started all 17 games in goal for the Lakers this year. And last but certainly not least, Jenna Rogers had an exceptional senior year for the Lakers as she led the team in assists. A big Laker congratulations to all those who were named to the SUNYAC All-Conference team this season. From the field to the ice we go as this Friday the Red Dragons stand in the way for both men's and women's hockey team. Mark Digby's team will start off the evening by traveling to Cortland to do battle with the Red Dragons. The Lakers will look to continue their unbeaten season and bounce back from a tie from this past weekend. The puck drops from Cortland at 5 o'clock. Fast forward now a few hours, and the men's hockey team will then play host to the Red Dragons as the Red Dragons will make their season debut here in Oswego from the Deb. It hasn't necessarily been the start Ed Gosick's team has been looking for, as they enter the game dropping 2 of their first 4 games on the season. You can catch full coverage right here on WTOP 10. Basketball is back for the first time since February as head coach Sean Pinkerton took the women's team all the way over to Alfred, where they fell just short of the Saxons 74-67, but hey, it was a nice effort. However, by the Lakers, as it was Daniel Kaivana, who led the team in scoring with 22 points. Diamond Pickett recorded her first double-double on the season by scoring 10 points and cleaning the glass with 15 rebounds. The Lakers get a chance at redemption tomorrow night as they make their home debut against Hilbert College. Coverage starts tomorrow on WTOP 10 with tip-off at 6 from Max Zeal Gymnasium. And speaking of basketball season, one analyst thinks highly of the Syracuse Orange heading into this season. ESPN analyst Joe Lunardi put out his annual rankings of all 358 Division I men's basketball teams. Coach Boeheim's squad was ranked 34th overall by Lunardi and 6th in the ACC. Lunardi also had the Orange slated to make another Sweet 16 appearance following a season in which the Orange made a Cinderella-esque run in the NCAA tournament. The Orange will be led by, of course, returning backcourt Joe Girard and Buddy Boeheim, but we'll look at some new faces to help them throughout the season. You can check out that full article written by Joe Lunardi on ESPN.com. And from the NCAA, we move on into the NBA as it's Kevin Durant and his Brooklyn Nets. They have to continue a hot 5-game winning streak, but the Bulls are there to hopefully stop them. We pick things up in the second quarter. It's Zach LaVine. He dribbles through traffic. He loses it a bit, but he recovers nicely. Turnaround jump shot right in the face, giving the Bulls the lead in the second quarter. We flash forward now. It's Kevin Durant coming off the screen. The nice pass by Harden. He shakes off the defender and does what Kevin Durant does best. Uses that 7-foot frame to his advantage, lays it in, giving the Nets back the lead. But fourth quarter really should have been renamed the DeMar DeRozan Show. You see there a mid-range jump shot, nothing but net there. And right here, hand in the face, doesn't matter for DeMar as he knocks it down, extending that Bulls lead to 9 and potentially icing the game. But Kevin Durant says, hey, I want some more. He comes off the screen, he pops the 3 right in the face, and he finishes the game with 38 points, able to cut the lead to 11. But right here, it was this sequence that iced the game. LaVine down low to Vucevic into the corner 3 for DeMar DeRozan. And there you see Alex Caruso. He's happy. He's smelling a Bulls win. And guess what? He smelled right, because the Chicago Bulls take the victory 118-95, breaking that 5-game skid for the Nets. Woo!
I guess the Chicago Bulls are looking a little good this season.
They are. I don't want to say 96-esque, but hey, so far they've been looking really good.
You would really hope so, putting down one of the greatest players in the world in KD.
Yep.
So we're going into some interesting sports after an interesting week with basketball. Any games that kind of flash in front of your eyes for this weekend?
Absolutely. It is a busy weekend from Oswego this weekend. We got hockey. We've got, of course, the big women's game coming up tomorrow. And then we also have this huge tournament that takes place all throughout the weekend. All can be covered right here.
Huge.
Amazing.
Huge weekend.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. How's the weather looking for tomorrow? I don't know if I'm exactly ready for cold weather yet. I'm trying to soak in the last couple of seconds of sun while I still can.
Yeah, definitely tomorrow would probably be the last day of really, you might see the sun for a while.
Yeah.
Rain for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Might actually get snow Sunday night. So that I'm really excited for.
I don't know if I'm ready for that right
I can't say I'm ready
now.
either.
I'm 100% ready.
Yeah.
Well, that's a report for tonight, but be sure to stay tuned for Madcaps.
Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.
Stay classy, Oswego.
Like your text to emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.